What's up everybody, I'm Landan with LMR.com. In today's video, we're going to provide a general overview on how to remove the stock upholstery in a Fox Body Mustang. So the subject in this video is Kelly's 1989 Mustang GT with factory sport seats and smoke gray upholstery. Now, given the myriad of seat designs and styles throughout the 79 and 93 Fox Body era, some of these steps that you see may slightly differ, but rest assured, the majority of what you see will take away a lot of the guesswork when removing your upholstery. Since this covers multiple years, some of the socket sizes may be different than what I call out, and some of the techniques may be a little bit different as well. We're going to start with the seats already removed from the car, and if you would like to see how that is done, check out the link in the description. I'm also going to supply a list of tools that I use in the description as well. That way you can look through your toolbox before you get started and make sure you have the tools necessary to get the job done. With all of the seats removed from the car, place the rear seat bottom face down on a workbench. Begin cutting all of the hog rings with a pair of wire cutters. Start in the center and then work your way around the perimeter of the seat cushion. Be sure to fully remove the hog ring from the foam. With all the hog rings removed, roll the corners of the upholstery over the foam. Flip the cushion over and then remove the upholstery. Set the rear lower cushion aside. Place one of the rear seat backs on your workbench face down. Roll back the carpet and remove the two hinge retaining bolts with a 7/16 socket. Set the hinge and hardware to the side. Starting at the bottom of the seat back, use a trim removal tool and dislodge the push pins, securing the upholstery to the plastic frame. Rotate the assembly and dislodge all the push pins around the perimeter. With all the push pins removed, roll the corners of the upholstery over the foam and then flip the assembly over. Roll back the upholstery to expose the hog rings on the center listing rod. Cut and remove the hog rings. Do the same for the two vertical listing rods, and then remove the upholstery from the foam. Now we can remove the seat back carpet. Flip the seat back over so that it's face down again. Starting on either side, begin removing the staples with your fingers or a flathead screwdriver. Work your way around the perimeter until all the staples have been removed. Flip the assembly back over and gently roll back the foam. If your carpet isn't worth saving, just cut the piping even with the frame so you have something to grab onto. Pull up on the piping to remove the staples. Do this for the other side of the carpet. You can now remove the carpet from the assembly. More than likely, you had a few push pins break. If so, carefully remove the stems with the wire cutters by rolling them out of the frame. Also, remove any staples that may have stayed in place. Take this opportunity to clean the plastic frame with a microfiber towel and all-purpose cleaner. Upon further inspection, I noticed a few of the staples that secured the foam to the frame had come loose. This is an easy fix, and all you have to do is tap them back down with your pliers or cutters. Go ahead and repeat these same steps for the other seat back, and then set these out of your way. Position the driver's side front seat on the workbench so that you have access to the seat track and slider assembly. Before continuing, it's important to make note of the slider return spring. Do not have your hands or fingers near this side of the slider assembly whenever you move the handle. Whenever the handle is moved, the slider will move rearward with a lot of force and will cause injury. After that, remove the return spring. Position both sliders so that you have access to the frontward retaining bolts. Loosen and remove these with a 10mm socket. Move the handle and position the slider so that you have access to the rearward bolts. Loosen and remove these with a 10mm socket. Set the slider assembly out of the way. Remove the two Phillips head screws, securing the hinge cover to the hinge. Now you can loosen and remove the two bolts securing the reclining side of the hinge to the seat base with either a 13mm or 1/2" socket. On the other side of the seat, loosen and remove the pivot bolt with a T45 Torx socket. Place the seat base on top of the seat back so you can disconnect the power lumbar feed line if equipped. Separate the base from the back. On the seat base, rotate the thigh bolster adjusting knob until you can access the set screw. Loosen the set screw with a 5/64 Allen wrench. Depending on the condition of the knob, you may have to use some pliers for extra leverage. Once the set screw is loose, slide the knob off of the shaft. Use a small flathead screwdriver and remove the finish plate from the power lumbar switch. Loosen and remove the 2 Phillips head screws securing the switch bezel to the seat frame. Pull the switch away from the seat and depress the 2 small tabs to remove the switch bezel from the switch. To remove the pull-out knee bolster, you'll need to remove the 2 roll pins. Use a pair of pliers to first press the roll pin flush with the arm and then pull each one out. Now you can remove the bolster from the seat base. With the seat base flipped over, cut the hog rings securing the 2 pieces of welt. Remove the 4 plastic clips. And then flip the seat base over. Roll the upholstery over the foam and carefully pass the lumbar feed line through the upholstery. At the front of the seat base, remove the 2 heavy-duty clips securing the upholstery rods to the frame. This can be done with a pair of pliers or a flathead screwdriver. Remove both of these rods from the upholstery. Go ahead and remove the 3 hog rings at the front of the upholstery. Roll back the upholstery and locate the center listing rod. Cut the 3 hog rings and then remove the upholstery from the foam. Pass the foam over the thigh bolster adjustment shaft. Cut the hog rings securing the foam to the adjustable thigh bolster plates if equipped. You can now remove the foam from the seat base. If equipped, loosen and remove the 4 bolts securing the metal frame to the knee bolster with a 10mm socket. Slide the plastic piece off of the metal frame and then separate the frame from the bolster. Set the plastic piece and the metal frame aside. Position the seat back face down on your workbench. Loosen and remove the Phillips head screw securing the latch release bezel. Use some sort of pry tool and carefully remove the knob. Unzip the zipper at the bottom of the seat back. Roll back the upholstery and cut the hog ring securing the large listing rod to the frame. Remove the listing rod. Do the same for the other one. The easiest way to remove the upholstery is to cut along the rearward seam. If for some reason you're trying to preserve decent factory upholstery, well, you're gonna have to wrestle with it to get it over the foam without it tearing. Go ahead and cut the upholstery along the seam until you reach the top, and then do the same for the other seam. Roll the upholstery back and remove the clip from the frame. Flip the assembly over and lift the foam so you can find the headrest release if equipped. Now the next part, it's kind of tricky. Use a small pry bar and lift the release so you can slide a flathead screwdriver in place. This will help hold the release so you can remove the headrest. With the screwdriver in place, remove the headrest and then remove the screwdriver. Gently pull the headrest sleeve out of the frame. This is held in place by a small tab on the sleeve. Roll back the upholstery and release the center listing rod from the metal hook in the foam. Now you can go ahead and roll the upholstery all the way over the top and clip the 3 hog rings securing the upper listing rod to the foam. Fully remove the upholstery from the foam and then remove the foam from the frame. Position the headrest on your workbench and release the clips. Starting on either side of the headrest, squeeze the foam and work the upholstery over the side of the foam until it's completely removed. Now we need to retrieve the listing rods from the stock upholstery. You'll want to remove the 2 listing rods from the seat back, and the 2 listing rods from the seat bottom. Go ahead and repeat these same steps for the other front seat back and seat bottom. After that, you'll want to inspect all of your hardware and components and anything relative to what you're doing and clean it. Some scuff pads, wire brushes, WD-40, and naphtha will do the trick. If you have access to a bench grinder and a wire wheel, this will make cleanup even easier. During disassembly, the passenger side lower seat frame and its components had some pretty bad rust, so I did what I had to do. Took everything apart, I blasted the frame and painted it with a black E-coat, and then cleaned and re-greased components that needed it. I also used this opportunity to replace the lower seat foam springs. If you would like to see that dedicated video, check out the link in the description. That completes the removal process for the factory upholstery. All right, folks, like any of our videos, we hope this one has provided you with the value that you need. That's all we have for you today, so until we catch you in the next one, y'all know what to do for all things Fox Mustang. Keep it right here with the real enthusiasts, LMR.com.